Hello, my Menopause Muse friends. Based on several messages that have been coming through over the last couple of weeks, I thought I'd do a little bit of a dive around the subject of testosterone. Okay, it's complicated, and it's complicated because there are new findings, new research, and because of the newness, there is a bias around using testosterone. So, and a natural avoidance. So you can imagine with the pressure that's going on with our NHS, we have to factor whether it's considered a priority in the grand scheme of things right now. But the great news is that women's health is now such a strong part of the agenda that you are being heard and you may get the results that you are looking for. So just like HRT, testosterone is not suitable for every female and several factors need to align before the prescribing can take place. Your GP expert or your menopause expert will need to think of a few things. So we've taken some snippets out of some training that both myself and Pat have gone through with women's health, and just to talk about a couple of things. Here we go. So women produce more testosterone than estrogen. Who knew that? But both levels are quite low and they're less than produced in men. Okay, so testosterone replacement can be very effective, particularly for women who've gone through ovarian removal, so also known as your oophorectomy, or they may have had premature ovarian insufficiency. You'll know who you are. You've had that narrative with your health professional. But before testosterone is prescribed, they might have to have the right level of estrogen first. So if you are still dealing with hot sweats and hot flushes and temperature changes, for example, that is a real tell. That's part of what we call your vasomotor symptoms. That's a real tell that your estrogen levels aren't quite there. So your GP in the very first place will go, let's get the estrogen bit right. Then we will revisit. And the revisit is a very specific blood test that happens. Okay, so here's other good things about testosterone. If prescribed, it can reverse many the vaginal atrophy, which will sit under another category called genitourinary syndrome of the GSM, genitourinary syndrome of the menopause, GSM, that's what we call it. So women that may have had a lot of gynae complications as a result of their menopause may be well suited to testosterone. But I'm still doing that, but might not be. And the other thing that happens is when you're on patches, and we've got you to a certain level, then we need to do what's called a free androgen index, and that's part of your blood screening to have a look at your testosterone levels. Now here's the thing, there's a thing called baseline, and I'm sure you've come across it where they've said you're within range of your thyroid function. But I'm going to argue, because I am 5'10" and I'm a strong female, I'm going to argue that actually I might sit within the average baseline, but is it my baseline? And that was the conversation that I was willing to push with my GP when I started testosterone. Okay, let's just go through symptoms quickly. So these are the reasons that testosterone is often prescribed for females. So libido and hypoactive sexual desire order. So that's saying like it's gone, you're not interested in sex. There's a diminished pleasure that comes with that. Lack of motivation for life. I think we've often talked about lack of joy. Reduced muscle strength. Mood change, brain fog, anxiety, cognitive and memory problems, headaches, vaginal dryness. I'm sorry if I'm falling over my words. This is hilarious. I'm having a really strong menopause day. Okay, so when to treat. So this is the next bit. Consider a trial of testosterone therapy in women without contraindications. So what does that look like? So we need to think about your thyroid function. If you are somebody who's had thyroid problems in the past, then testosterone may not be the right thing for you. But I'm not a GP, I'm not a prescriber at all. I'm just informed around this subject. So I'll just read this out to you, okay? If there are issues with your blood screening, you can still be referred to an endocrinologist who can at that point help to find the right thing that works for you. So it's not over. Don't feel like you're being seen off. It's just that few more tests around adrenal function, thyroid function needs to be just adjusted and considered before the next bit. So here is the message. There are currently no testosterone products licensed for use in the UK. Now that sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Because I'm saying, yeah, it's out there. It's just because it's complicated. Products licensed for men are prescribed off-label in female doses under the NHS. So that is the bit that most of our professionals are falling over about. So it isn't licensed yet, and what is out there is a male testosterone product that has been changed under the NHS guidelines. So there is Androgen, and that is available for private sector only. That is brought in from Australia, and it works out something like 80 pence a day. So if you are going down the private route, that is probably what you will be prescribed. And then it will talk about dosing. I'm not going into details around dosing, but I'm going to tell you the three things, the testosterone that have come up. So there's Testogel, and the little tiny tube and a tiny dot that you put on yourself. You have to wash your hands and follow the instructions. Testim, also another gel, and the final one is Androgen, but as I say, that's a gel or a cream, and that is prescribed privately. So you can see the complexity. That's what I'm trying to drive home with this message. You can see the complexity of taking or even suggesting testosterone is the right thing for you, but take your attention back to the symptoms, and the symptoms are the brain fog, anxiety, cognition. So you're losing our minds, losing our marbles, headaches, vaginal dryness, mood change, muscle weakness or reduced muscle strength, lack of energy, lack of motivation, and libido, diminished pleasure of sex. So keep you back to that. So hi Mr. GP, Mrs. GP, these are my symptoms, can you help me? And they'll go, oh, patch. And you go, no, I'm interested in testosterone. And they go, okay, and go, I am willing to be that person that you want to trial it on, maybe. I understand the risk. Can we have a look at seeing if I am the right person for this, because I want my joy back and I really need my happiness back. So if you're willing to be that test bed, which involves frequent blood tests to get you to the right level for you, then good luck and keep us posted. I hope this short video is useful for you today, and let's keep that conversation going in Menopause Muse. Keep us informed, and I will keep you current on the subject of menopause. Thank you.